have been loving watching everybody do the swipe technique, and I'm going to give it a try myself today. Let's see how I do. Hi everybody, it's Janet Rockware for Moonkusser Art. I've been watching several videos of my friends on YouTube and Facebook, and people have been trying out a swipe technique, and I really like the effects from it. So I'm gonna give myself an opportunity today to give it a try. I have a panel board here. It's an MDF and it has a cradled edge. It's only a 12 by 12, but it's a great place to try to learn. So what I'm doing here is I'm just clear coating. I had prepped my board with a red spray paint, and I wanted to do something really lively to be eye-catching and hopefully get some good effect. So I put a clear coat down because red can be a little bit tricky. It'll go pink on you and stuff like that. And I really wanted this red to be as red as I could make it. It's pretty fire engine red. So I go around with my gloved hand and I apply that clear coat because once the resin gets up to the edge, I want to encourage it to just go flow right over. I'm not taping off the sides. I'm just going to let that resin flow around. So I'm going to start here. This is a purple. It's a little bit more transparent than I had hoped it would be, but it turns out pretty good. It looks real dark here in the video, but it's a real nice purple. I believe this is Artisue's Royal Purple, and that's a great pigment. Really heavily pigmented. I went really light on adding my color. You can always go darker, and when I mixed it up, I thought, you know, who knows how it's going to look on top of that red. Now here I'm adding, this is an orange, and this is from Art Tree Creations. It's their orange Spritz, I think is what it's called. And it looks really yellow, but it's not. When you look at the pictures that I took of the video afterwards, you'll see that the color is much more orange. And again, it can be tricky when you're going on top of another color, but in this case it worked out really well. Here I'm using a Liquitex acrylic ink. This is their crimson red. Not sure how to pronounce it. Naphthol. Anyway, it's a nice red. It matched the red that I have on the board, and I wanted to have something that's going to bleed in. This is the gold that I'm adding here. This is, let's see, what did I use here? Oh, this is from Mehron, and that's a cosmetics powder, and it's a really nice gold. It likes to float up to the surface, so I pulled that one off the shelf, and I'm going to put that one in here. Hopefully it'll get some of that gold flaking up and popping to the surface for me. So I'm going to add in just a little bit of white, because white, you know, you always get good lacing from white, and it helps to really highlight any effects that you're going to get. Now, the effects that everybody's been getting with a swipe technique, it's really generating some pretty neat cell action. It's a little bit different than what I've gotten in the past, and the white is going to help to really show that up. So just adding a little bit more clear in there so that I can get some good flow, because I'm going to be pulling that paper and doing that swipe technique. So I've already prepped a bunch of pieces of wax paper, and I am going to be using that. I got them setting off to the side. Now here I'm just warming up the resin a little bit with the heat gun. That way it's going to really flow better. I don't want to get it too warm, just warm enough that I know that it's a lot more liquid, and I'm going to get that to really move nice. So let's get the paper and figure out where we're going to start by pulling it across the board. I guess I'll warm that spot up a little bit too, just in case my paper is up there. Sorry about setting that heat gun down hard. So let's just lay in that paper. Again, this is, oh, I'm sorry, it's not wax paper. This is freezer paper that I'm using. And it's pretty lightweight. It has a waxy side to it and a paper side to it. The videos that I had seen, it said to make sure that you put the waxy, shiny side down. So, yep, I followed directions, and that's what I did. I'm using that to pull and move to get some good effects out of that. Once you do that, you're going to get your cells to start coming up. Got to fill in another spot with a little clear that I can see I need to have it flowing in that area. So let's pour a little bit in there, and then we're going to start warming it up to see if we can't get those cells to generate out. So by using the swipe, you're pulling very small amounts out into what the negative space is out there, and it makes it get thinner and thinner. And by using the heat gun, it allows it to stretch and warm up yet again, and the cells start popping up. So I'm just working the areas through. I got really nice cells up in this area, and down in this side is where the gold really kind of starts taking over. It's trails off into that negative space, and it really works good. Blowing out that white, it went a little heavy on me. I think I might have to get back in there and rework that area. I thought maybe I would get something where I kept that negative space up there, but yeah, you know, you got to go with the flow. You can't get everything to work perfectly all the time. So if you can adapt, then that's good. So just using that heat gun, stretching out that resin, and I'm going to get a little bit more color to add in here. Actually, this, again, I spotted another clear spot that needed to get filled in, so dropping that in there. You don't want to have any bare spots on your board. Not in this instance. I'm looking to get this done in one layer, so just filling those in a little bit, allowing those cells to pop up, and you can see that they're really kind of blooming out there. Yep, get that in there. It helps if you have really good bright lighting. I'm working in my studio, which is in my basement. I could probably use a little bit more lighting in there, but it works. Now I'm adding in a little bit more purple, get a little bit more drama out of that, and I want to bring it up to the top. That white at the top was bothering me, so I'm going to rework that area a little bit. Drop in a little bit more gold. I like how the gold is lacing out. And again, just a touch of white, because it really helps to show off the lacing that you get with this effect. The cells that are generated with the swipe technique. So we're going to heat it up with the torch. I've been working for about 15 minutes on this now. So I'm using ProMarine is my resin, and it's got about a 30 to 45 minute work time on it. And see if I can't get a little bit more pull through there. There you go. Okay. And that heat gun again, it stretches that resin, and that's what makes those cells come out. All right. I'm really liking the color combination. I had done one a while back with a purple and orange and red color, but the red was more cranberry. Probably because it's summertime here. I'm liking bright colors today, and red just seemed the way to go. Still working on that top spot there. Just laying in a little bit more colors. Get that gold on that purple because it's beautiful. The gold really is, that Mehron gold is just so nice. It's a little on the pricey side. I think I got it through Amazon, so look for it there. And then again, you're doing this really light. You're just getting that straight edge, laying it down in there, and drawing it out. Use the heat gun to stretch it. The heat is on a moderate setting. I'm using the Wagner heat gun, and it has variable speeds and variable heat settings. I don't want it too hot because I could get some scorching, because now the more I work it, the closer to not being able to work with the resin, and if it starts to smoke, I'm going to get a scorch mark, so I got to watch for that. Timing is everything. So let's torch it out, get those cells to pop up. Looks good. All right. Keep going back and tweaking these little spots. Sorry about the hand in blocking your view. I wanted to keep that orange moving through as well. I like using different types of products because I think that also helps, for me anyway, to get different effects. If you're using all the same thing, if you're using, you can tint your resin with spray paint, you can get some nice high-grade pigments, powder or liquids. I'm using, again, that Liquitex acrylic ink is the red. So when you're doing combinations of different types of products, they work with each other to generate those different effects that you can get. So again, using that straight edge, swiping it out, trying to tease out those cells, and blowing it with that heat gun, stretching it. There we go. You can see the cells pop, right? It looks pretty good. Okay. This is the corner that just was the bugger. Now I want to get the line to just carry through, connect everything on the board. So pretty. It's exciting when you're getting all these things happening in front of your eyes. If you haven't tried this technique, I recommend giving it a go. It really does give you some interesting effects from it. I watched Erica on Artist Till Death. She did it. I watched, boy, I can't remember. I watched somebody else do one. Erica is really got her technique down pat, and she does a great job with getting those cells to just pop up. She's killer at it. Whoa, okay, see? There. Little too long working on the resin. So, a nice smoker like that, and that tells me I gotta wrap it up. So I'm just giving it one more pass over with the torch, keeping the torch moving really quickly in the areas that I want to make sure I don't have any bubbles, and we're gonna call it a day. That's it, guys. Go try doing the swipe. Thanks for watching.